Hi everybody, welcome to today's session. For those of you who don't recognise my voice, I'm Ollie and today I'll be covering setting up companies and contacts for the web store. If you have any questions whilst I'm going through any of this, you can speak on the YouTube chat where Liam will be available to speak with, but we'll hang around at the end of the session should you have any questions after the session too. Okay, so if I log into Prima. Okay, so first of all, if I just run through the web store control company. So for those of you who don't know who the web store control company is, basically the company in Prima drives the likes of your publications and your discounts that show on the web store. So this is before a user's logged into the store, what basically they're going to see and what settings are against this company too. So if you either search for the account code of WS Control or the company name of web store. Sorry, just bear with me. Just in the sales office today, so Wi-Fi is not great. Okay, so if we go to this product and pricing tab, within here, as long as your company is set as the web store control company, then this is what is basically going to be driving your web store through. So if this was just a standard company, you'd have the option here to associate it with, and then if you assign it to this web store control company, this is then where all the information will pull through in terms of the products and pricing through to your company. So for example, at the moment on this web store account, we've got the default catalog, which is just your stock products. So say for example, we've got Vow, Spices, Advent on your system. If you added all them catalogs into this web store account and then assign your companies to look at this web store account, all those catalogs will filter through when they log in as well. So basically, when they first come onto your web store and they've not logged in, everything that's on here will show. So they'd have a discount on Vow, Green, A, B and C, and they'd only be able to see stock products from within Prima. So effectively this is just a kind of a generic setup. So we'd advise to drive your web stores through this account, assign your companies to it, and then say for example, if you're one of your biggest customers, you don't want them just to see the default catalogue, you want them to see Dam's Furniture, you want them to see JGBM or whatever, then you can assign those specific to the companies as well. So everything that's within here would be either when they're not logged in, or a generic that you may want to have for, I don't know, a proportion of your company. So when you found your web store account and you've come to the product and price and you've seen everything that's set up here, you can add and remove publications. So if say for example a Spices and a Vow was in there and you only wanted to show Vow, or you only want to show Spices, you can remove those out of there as well. Just bearing in mind though, the default catalogue would be the stock products within Prima. So if you've created products from the Vow catalogue, from the Spices catalogue, etc., these will all pull through to your web store as well. So that's what the default catalog basically does. Okay, so first of all, if we open up a test account, so if I search for customers, Athlone Town, okay, so into the product and pricing, you can see here already it's associated with the web company. So as soon as I log into this account or one of the contacts for this company, all the information that is on the web account will pull through to this. So even though I've not got the default catalog assigned to this company, I'll still be able to see them because it's assigned to the web store account. Okay, so you can add further discounts onto here. So say for example, this company can also have discount on EOS compatibles and originals. You can set further discounts or matrices if you like. Another thing to note within this section is the web pay type. So per company, This is going to filter through to contacts in the near future, but as it stands within the company, you can set it so that this company, when they log onto the web store, they only have the option of one or the two. So if you did the dealer default, that'll pull through either, but with the account or credit card, they'd either have the option to only go through the payment on account, or it'd force them to pay by card basically when on checkout. Okay, so setting up a contact on the web store. So if we go to the main of this company, you may need to create a new contact, or say for example an existing one. So if we go into the Ollie Rolls contact, okay, and if I go to this tab called the web access, so within here, this is now when you're setting up a user for the web store. So you've got your account log on, your passwords. These are required for the user to be able to access the site. So basically the ones that are necessary is username, password, and making sure this web enabled is ticked also. You've got further options in terms of what they can and can't do on the site when they're logged in. So say for example, there's a big company with 15 contacts that want to use the web store, but you only want one person to authorize the orders. So if it's place pending orders only, when Ollie Rolls comes onto the web store, places an order, that pending order will then store on the web store. It'll send out an email to their administrator, which then they'll be notified that there's a pending order to be authorized. So basically, contacts can't come in and just automatically put an order on and then say, oh, we didn't need this, actually it needed authorizing first. So there's an option within the access level to set certain restrictions against that user. So administrator, they can come in, they can amend username and passwords, they can change the order types or anything like that. So the administrator's the main user in terms of they can do everything on the site in terms of changing passwords or anything. Place orders only, so that is just literally they can't do anything else apart from log in, place an order, and then log off the site kind of thing. Place pending orders only, same again, so just they can only place a pending order for the administrator to come in and say yes, we do want this. And then place and authorize orders, again similar to administrator, they can't adjust anything apart from authorizing and placing orders. Okay. You've also got what's a start page. So instead of your company logging in and seeing the home page again, even though they've already seen it previously, you can get it so it takes them through to a different part of the page. So as soon as Ollie Rolls come into the site, he's put his username and password in. When he's logged in, then you've got your start page here as to what he's going to see. So if you wanted to take him straight through to the basket, the contracts, you wanted him still to see the home page, or whether he goes through to created order pads, there's options to do that. So if it was a contract, he'd log in and then straight away you can see everything that's on contract for him to purchase. Likewise, order pads, if he's had order pads set up for him, so his favourites list if you like, he can come in there and say, well, today I want to order pad 1, click straight into there and he can add all items to basket, and then away he goes and he's quickly done then. You can also put order values in terms of maximum order value and the monthly value which they can put through your website. So say for example you've made an agreement with the head of Athlone Town FC. He says that Ollie Rolls can only put through £5,000 worth of orders through a month. You can set that within there, and then that restricts them then to this contact can only put through so much. Again, just going back to the authorizers one, so the administrator, once you've set them as a place pending orders only, they would need an authorizer against them so that the orders can actually get authorized. So if I clicked add now, it's going to look at the other available authorizers. So as Kane Healy set as an administrator, he's an available authorizer on the web. So if there was more than one, they'd all show in a list, and then you can add that, and then they'd go into this section here. Okay, going to the right hand side, so this is just what they can and can't see on the site. So if you wanted them to see prices, the contracts, the standard catalogues, and also the standard order pads, you can restrict them to not see any of those if you wanted to by unticking those. If they're logged into the site, you can log them out as well if you wanted to. Okay, so with the order pads, this can be either set up by yourselves or by the customer, and you can also restrict as to what the customers can do. So if you made an agreement as to what the order pad's going to be, you can restrict them to say, well, no, you can't change these order pads, these are set in, and that's what it's going to be. Or you can allow them to make edits. So these are the two options there. So you can allow them to make changes to order pads, and you can also restrict the order pads as well, so they can't actually make any changes against it. Setting up the order pads, you can either do it from within your control panel, or you can do it when you log into the site under these users and create one, as long as they've got the allow pad edits ticked. So say for example you've got 5 order pads, you wanted to restrict a certain order pad, you click add here, and then you can change all your order pads there and restrict them. Okay, delivery locations. So this section here, this can restrict users as to where they can place the orders for, basically. So say for example contact from let's have what locations we've got. From the HQ location can only place orders through for the HQ location. You tick restrict locations, click add in here, and then add the location which they're only allowed to order for. That then will restrict them to not be able to select from the list of locations available in Prima, and that way then they can only purchase with this location. Cost centres and departments, similar to the locations in terms of what you're doing, so you're restricting where and what they can purchase to, but the difference really I'd probably say is the locations would be the locations you set up in Prima, whereas the cost centres and departments are something you'd manually set up within I think it's the customer tab of Prima. So say for example Ollie Rolls at Athlone Town, he works in the kitchen or something, then you can add a cost centre called kitchen, and only restrict the orders to go through to HQ location and the kitchen or something like that. So to set up cost centres and departments within the company record, if you go through to the customer tab, you've got here your cost centre and customer department. So click add in your cost centre code, so 123, and then entering your information into there as well. So that's just the way of setting up your cost centres and departments. Okay, in terms of logging into the site, if I just show you my test web store, and then I'll show you what it's like logging into the web store with certain criteria. So you can see the start page here is contracts. I'll set it as an administrator as well. Okay, and then I'll just log in. So if I just grab my web store, so log in, username. So as you can see, take me straight into the contracts as per the setup within the company. So straight away they can click add, and away they go and they can check out and do it that way. So if there was restrictions on the checkout, so you can check your items, proceed. So the only thing it's asking for is the reference. As there's no different delivery addresses, I can't select from here. However, if there was multiple locations set up and it was restricted only to this one, again this is all they'd be able to see as well. And then the payment details and everything on your right hand side, you can go through and place the order. Okay, so I'll just recover the web store account just in case there may be any questions at the end, just to have a bit of a recap. The web store account, so basically as long as a company is assigned to it, everything within here they're going to see on the site as well. So if they're not assigned to the web store account, then it'd be a case of, say for example if you open up Athlone Town, if we weren't assigned to this web store account, when we logged in we wouldn't see anything as they're not assigned to a company, but as it is assigned, you'd be able to see the default catalogue from within here. And then say for example you also wanted them to be able to see the spices catalogue, tick markers available on web, click add, and then away you go. You can also see spices items as well as what are set up in the web account. Same again with the discount bands. You can go in there, add an extra discount. So if you want to have further discounts on EOS, click in there, add your discount, and add that in too. Okay. Okay, so quite a brief session today in terms of what I wanted to go through. If you have got any questions, please head over to the YouTube live chat and ask away, and perhaps we can hang around and do a few Q&As as to what you may be asking. But in terms of everything that we wanted to go through, that's pretty much it. We'll be placing a Twitter poll where you can vote for next week's webinar. So we may add some more web store stuff onto there as well. If you've got any suggestions as well, please put them onto the live chat also. So we'll put that on shortly. We'll put it on for an hour or two. Vote away, and then we'll release the next week's poll at the end of that too. Also, Liam will put in the YouTube chat the Prima Help Twitter page, so if you can head onto there and give us a follow and vote, that'd be great. So yeah, any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll hang around for a few minutes, and we'll answer away if you want to go through anything else. So thanks for your time today, guys, and we'll see you next week.